I'm taking my blocks beside me. And from the front, it looks like this. And we're not going high necessarily. This is part of a pose called pendulum, using our legs to lift the sitting bones off the floor. My arms are working, my legs are working a little bit, and then set yourself back down. What if you were able to rely more on your arms and less on your legs? Okay, so even if you went nowhere, if you didn't lift up, but you just pushed down, it lends itself to the long-term goal. And so I want my arms to do more, and then come on down. And we're just going to do that one more time. This makes for great homework. Switch which leg is in front. I'm not dropping my legs out. I'm keeping my knees higher on purpose and just making it more about talking the upper body into this. I want to push down, and I want to let my hips hang my spine. And so in time, we're going to be able to rock, and we're going to use it to step or jump back, or to step or jump forward. That is in our future, okay? So if you will now sit on a block, and I'm going to have us do something really simple. We're going to sit on a block and a blanket, block and a blanket. So I have my blanket on top of this block, and it goes behind me. And if what you decide that you want more is to have 2 blocks, if you feel like you want more stability, you can put the blocks side by side and put the blanket. I'm going to sit on one. It's low and it's wide, and we're going to travel into this wonderful twist named for a sage. And as you find your way to your block and your blanket, we are sitting higher than we typically would sit. So this is an improvised form of that pose. One leg is going to swing out to the side, and the other leg can drop to the front. And the blanket is not under my legs. It's just, this block is under my sitting bones. And so for those of you on the screen, I just want you to know that we've done this pose before from here, and we said, oh, from sitting with our feet together, we turned one foot out. And I'm having us make it much easier today for a reason. First of all, I think everyone should find this accessible. And secondly, I want to bring attention to that turned out leg. All right, we are all different in our body. And this turned out leg is aiming to practice hero pose. Over time, we want to guide it back, and we want to tuck the toes back close. The top of the foot is at the floor, and on the block, it might make it accessible. Yeah? So in this pose, Bharadvajasana, we are turning away from our feet. And what we can do here is take the hand that comes across the midline, and it can maybe catch the thigh. But the other hand is going to use the corner of the block, and we're going to even improvise what is more traditional. We want to tell this front hand, what is it going to do more in the future? And we're going to lean in. What happens in this front hand is actually that it wants to turn away, palm up, and we want to reach into the heel of the hand. So it'll be different than the weight bearing we've had. It will open up the wrist. I want to take the hand to the outer knee, but I'm going to turn so the folks on the screen can see a little bit better. Today, in this elevation, I want us to come and put our hand down, fingertips back towards you, and take the other hand to its pushing position. And if that's too much, that's what the second block is for. It's to give you a chance to not put a whole lot of weight in the one that's turned fingertips back towards you. Do you see? Yeah? So in the future, this hand that is turned fingertips back is going to come and hide underneath that bent knee, and we're going to be more in an upright position. And it's all about lengthening the inner line of the arms, the inside. What I want us to be careful about is not putting too much weight when we're not ready for it. We have to stretch before we strengthen. We can strengthen along the way, no overdoing. All right, enough. Come on up, take the time and switch. It's nice to try something new and something that gets us safely to where we are going. At this elevation, one leg rests across comfortably as if legs were crossed. The other tucks beside us, behind us, the toes come back, and we're turning away from the feet. And if you stayed upright, you can use the back hand, catching the corner, catching the other block, fingertips at the floor, any of that. But if you are ready, lean in that direction, let the fingertips come back towards you, and consider using the second block so that arm can bear more weight and you can stretch the inner wrist. Some folks will find that this is too much and they want to put their forearm down instead. Any of that works. Any of that works. If you notice what that hand that it's turned back towards you is really doing, you can appreciate how your fingertips are the kickstand, right? You can press into the fingertips and they make adjustment. Whenever we do anything like handstands, our inversions that require us to build wrist strength, our fingers are the kickstand. But if we don't have the mobility in the wrist, that shortchanges us. All right, wonderful. And come on back. We get to come off of this and traction and settle down now. So nothing fancy, come on down. And if you want to reserve your blanket for your head, if you need it underneath your head, we're going toward the floor. Make sure your blocks are nearby you. And if you will, sit with knees bent and arms ahead. Okay. So at first, we're going to drop back. We're going to drop back and really think about how this is a preparation for boat pose. And abdominal wall is working. This is a little bit of core work. And then inhale and come on up. Can we lift one leg? And then can we lift the other and really think about boat pose? We loosened up a lot of muscles. Can we straighten one leg? And then straighten the other leg. You can alternate again, or you can aim to straighten both legs, any of that. And place them back down, reach ahead, and come on to that challenging place. Now that you know it, come another inch, drop back 1 inch. Inhale and come on up. And whether you turn to the side or you just draw back this way, we're going to slowly come down and we're going to make it all the way down. So take your time. This is about you. Try to slow down that last 1/4 of the way. This is called half boat pose. And then take the arms overhead, flex the feet strongly, reach the fingertips far away from the inner heels. We want to continue to open as we settle in. So if you will, take your blocks and place them so that they are underneath the upper thighs, really close to your sitting bones. Your pelvis is still on the floor, glutes are on the floor, and then arms beside you. Before we drape the legs, if you'll come into your bridge, center your head, reach the arms down, invite the neck to lengthen. Notice how you are with your ankles not rolling the weight out, but more toward the inner edges of the feet. And as you come down 1 vertebra at a time, drape the legs over, bear down with your legs again. Reach into the inner heels, draw the toes back towards you. We're going to take 3 breaths here while the pelvis is lifted off the floor, while the heels are off the floor, and taking the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, swing the arms toward the ceiling, reaching actively down beside us. Keeping the legs charged and the body lifted. Inhale, lift the arms. This begins to tug away at the relationships of that deep psoas muscle and how it needs to be long and strong so the lower back is resilient. Take the arms toward the ceiling. Keep reaching into the inner heels. Keep drawing the toes back towards you. Reach down towards your heels with your fingertips. And one last time, please. Inhaling. So with these repetitions, you can feel the constant adjustment of all the relationships. This is refining, empowering, balancing, and then releasing. As you rest the arms, this time rest your legs. And close your eyes if you wish, if that helps you to settle down more. Turn your palms up if that allows you to give away anything more. Bend your elbows and rest your fingertips, your hands at your belly if that feels as if you are protecting your energy. Bring your mind's eye to the fall and rise of the belly. Allow the awareness to radiate to all the corners of the body. Feel the integration. And use your awareness to allow a continued release. Bring your knees to your chest and roll to one side. And when you're ready, press up and sit. Since your blocks are nearby, consider sitting with a little bit of height. I'm going to put mine together and I'm going to sit at my blocks. Namaste.